Hello subscribers and non-subscribers, and welcome back to Let's Play Stellaris the Elfiel Imperium. So this is one of those rare occasions where I'm actually doing two parts this week, mostly because, well, somebody would like for me to go and do more than one part of this week. But I want to mention real quick that I make no guarantee that I will always have multiple parts of this series, or really any series for that matter. Because while I do have the free time, I've still got a limit on how much free time I have, so there's still a limit as to how much time I can spend doing this and then be able to go and spend playing games for myself. Plus, I've also got other things going on that sort of get in the way. So, yeah. Just want to make sure that it's noted for you all. So, I make no guarantee that I will always have two parts of this series, or, again, pretty much any series, a week. But I will try to do it every so often at least. Now, one thing I want to go ahead and check on is how much of this stuff I'd be able to take. Okay. I don't think I can take your capital. No, that's just over. Where is... oh, yep, I'm gonna want that one. And that'll leave you with your capital and ration. That I can live with. Now, of course, I could also vassalize you or make you a tributary. Now, because if I made them a tributary, I'd be able to attack them still whenever I wanted to, which is something that I find kind of funny, but yeah. So we're going to go and do that, but because of the... Let's see. So that was what? 1, 2, 3, 4 worlds. Pretty sure they only have one world per system. Yes, okay. So I'm going to go ahead and actually build ourselves a couple of extra assault armies to serve as a sort of mobile peacekeeping force within all those systems. Did I say 4? It should be 5. Don't know how I screwed that up. Because it's 1 and then there's 4 up there. Nonetheless, like I said, I'm going to go and also build a small mobile peacekeeping force. Just so that if those worlds decide to... oh, what the hell? God damn, I don't know what it is with this game. I'm going to go ahead and blame the latest AMD drivers, because they're also the reason why there's a bunch of black flags in my Hearts of Iron 4 series. And I could revert back to an older version of the drivers, but I don't really want to. I hate reverting back on drivers. Hell, I hate running on out-of-date anything, really. I think 5 should be enough as a baseline. So I'm going to build 2 of these guys. The hope is that they will be generally fast enough to reach any planet that rebels. Or at the very least, that's the hope. Let's also go and check on our transport ships and make sure that they have the best engines and warp drive, and they do. Oh, cheaper war demands. Okay, well, we might be able to go and actually take a little bit more from them now, depending on exactly how much cheaper that became. I assume it's 25 for both, isn't it? Yes, okay. So, yeah. We might be able to actually take more than just those 5 systems. Hell, we might even be able to annex them in their entirety, which is something I certainly wouldn't complain about. Nope, not quite able to annex them in their entirety. I kind of have to leave them with their home world. I could then humiliate them. I guess I would do that. Might as well. No, I can't liberate their homeworld. That's even more expensive than taking it. Ironically enough. I mean, you'd think taking something would cost more than liberating it, but whatever, game. I'm not the one that made these rules. So... yeah. Now, here's the thing. I'd love to wait for those couple of destroyers that I have queued up to finish, but I just know these guys are going to probably get drawn into another fight. presumably not with you guys, because we have the peace treaty with you guys until 2302, which admittedly isn't that far away. They might decide to declare war on the Clearan hegemony, although I don't think that'd be a great idea for them, so hopefully they don't plan for that. And my god, the mouse lagging. You know, I might just have to say screw it and revert back to an older version of the drivers after this, because it is really annoying. But yeah, so I'm going to go and actually attack them now. I'm not going to wait for our ships to finish building. They'll just have to catch up with the fleet. Where is the fleet right now? The fleet is around Alinor. Then I'm going to send you guys to Vohal. And then from Vohal you'll deal with Kuragos. Yeah. And both of those planets are going to probably join this sector. And I might make another separate sector for up there. I don't know. I don't recall what the optimal number of planets to have in a sector is, because, quite frankly, I don't normally care too much. You guys are still going to have to make 2 jumps. Now, you guys should have a very tiny... Yeah, your military fleet power is listed as straight up pathetic. And I just saw some transports jumping down. Now, you guys should have... Yes, defense armies. Would love it if you guys would clear more of your planets. Yours is fully cleared, although it is a bleak planet apparently. Got a lot of food, which is aiding with our pop growth, which is always great. You are a biolab. Let's go ahead and clear those tiles as well. You are going to get a mining network. You're going to upgrade that mining network, and I'm just going to have to live with this lag that seems worse than it did before. Maybe it's just me, but I feel like it's worse than it was not yesterday, but when I recorded the previous part. And sure, I'll go ahead and pay the 1,000 for that. Now you are to go over there. Also, let's go to Alinor, grab that fleet, and tell it to head down here as well. I wish you guys didn't have to kill every station that you found, but of course you have to. Because reasons. Okay, and they're using kinetics. Okay, and it looks like they failed to get through our shields. I certainly won't complain about that. Where is the transport fleet? There it is. Okay, and it's on its way. You guys are already set to full bombardment. Wonderful. And you go ahead and deal with these guys. I think we might have just killed that pop, which means people are going to be pissed at us for killing a pop. You guys are probably upset now, aren't you? No, you're not. Although you are xenophobic, which I'm not a big fan of. We have a research agreement, right? Yeah. Do you mind shipping me some of your minerals? You actually would not mind. How many minerals do you make? Well, it would seem you make a decent amount of minerals at this point, because we haven't hit the minus 1,000 yet. You have at least 88 that you'd be willing to give me. Now, would it... I imagine it would not be possible for me to ever get you to actually say yes to something ridiculous like that. Although I would love it if you would say yes to something like that. I just know you won't. You are probably... Somebody has to be upset about me killing a pop, but I guess because it was a growing pop, they don't care, which is kind of interesting. I wouldn't have expected the game to differentiate between growing pops and fully grown pops. It seems like it does. Oop, and the Nurian Incorporated have declared war on the Star Hunters. Okay, and we have this new world. Go ahead and build our spaceport there. And you have to grow before you can build that, so we'll build a hydroponics farm there. We'll build a basic power plant there. We'll build a basic mine there. Another basic mine there. I'm going to drop you off to work on that mine once you are fully grown, which shouldn't take too long due to the amount of food that we're making. Plus in 10 months we'll get even better hydroponics farms, which means we'll make even more food, which means you'll all grow even faster. Oh, not sure what the double thing there was all about. Okay, go ahead and attack. Should deal with them fairly quickly. Wonderful. You guys embark. Everybody head down there. Grab the transport fleet from Alinor to go over there. You are gonna go there. I haven't seen any of their actual combat fleets, which is a little interesting. I've only seen transport fleets and, of course, the science ships. Not quite sure what's up with that. I'm gonna kick the game up to 3 speed. Oh, and you guys are going to take forever, because you're going to have to go and destroy a whole bunch of mining stations. Okay. So, mostly I just want your planets. I won't complain about getting to humiliate you. Although I don't really care for the influence myself, it's more so the fact that you will decrease happiness, which will hopefully make your pops even more inclined, at least the ones still within your empire, to become militaristic. Which would be great for me. I kind of want to just say screw it and go for the better warp drive. It'll take forever to research compared to other options. And sadly they changed it, so I can't start researching that and then switch to something else and still have it show up as like these with the golden outline. Because I used to be able to do that, so if there was a technology I wanted but I didn't really want to research just this second, I could start researching it. And then it would stay forever until I finally found myself in a position to be capable of actually researching it. I guess I'll just go for the base game better point defense, which will hopefully aid us in getting better point defense for the actual Star Wars weapons mod. And there's the better hydroponics farms, so let's go ahead and get core sector systems, because I would kind of prefer to manage these worlds myself. I don't trust the AI to properly manage these. Also, probably another issue with the latest AMD drivers, it's not showing the symbol for transport ships right there like it normally does. Oh boy, yep, I'm probably just gonna have to revert back to the old drivers. Ooh, was not expecting you guys to actually go over there and do that.
Transport away, transport away.
Well, I know what I'm gonna have to do. Once you guys have started your assault, we're gonna go up there and beat the crap out of them.
Bombs away.
Because they don't need any backup. They'll be fine. And somebody just went extinct. Oh, I think it was the blue dude that we saw up here somewhere. You guys need better sensors. I suppose in part it's the... There it is. I want you to go and kill the combat fleet, because if they don't... If their combat fleet gets destroyed, they can't really do anything. So go and attack the first Star Fleet. Damn it. Yep, one of the annoying things. Is that they can escape because of that. But now we've dropped right on top of them. They're dead. We will take losses though. Looks like it was just a single Galbanel class cruiser. Let's also go ahead and get the ship upkeep. Wonderful. Now go up there. Retake that world. You guys embark. Let's grab one of our science ships. You know what? It should be relatively safe for you to do this, so just go ahead and do it. Go ahead. Survey their stuff. I don't think they really have anything we care for too much, but it will also give us some free stored research. And also, let's go ahead and replace that lost cruiser. No, it wasn't the cruiser we lost, was it? No, it was destroyers. We lost one of our destroyers. Which destroyer was it? It would have to be the Selene class, so that gets us up to 11, 13, 15, and you build one to get us to 16. And you just go ahead over there. Some of our ships are wounded a little. Looks like it's just the destroyers though. Or at least they're the only ones with any real wounds. Worth mentioning. God damn it. The lag on the mouse is really pissing me off. Okay, game says we're pretty far along. Still not well enough to actually win the war, but the war is 50% in our favor. However, they are not at the point where they would actually surrender. Okay, and there's our transport ships. How are you guys doing? Oh, what the hell? Oh, yippee, it's 76 military power. You're gonna run away. Get up there. I know, wow, you're taking forever to wind down. I thought you were running away. Okay, apparently the way you decided to jump down there or something was... the route that was going to get you attacked, because obviously that's the route you should have taken. Oh my god. The delay on the mouse is really getting on my nerves. But I'm not going to end the part just to go and revert back on drivers. But it definitely seems worse than the previous part. No, it's still going to take forever to research. We need a lot more science labs. Let's get AI-controlled colony ships. We shouldn't lose any of our assault armies. I mean, again, I don't really care too much for the humiliating you part. Okay, and yeah, just go over there. Now, I could also just wait it out, because I do have the ticking war score mod running, so at least in theory there should be ticking war score. But then there's also just the general length of war going down as well. Really? Oh, never mind, that's the backup fleets that are taking their sweet old time to arrive. Or the reinforcements, rather. Oh, and you guys are gonna have to punch through even more. Oh, and the Star Hunters have been destroyed by the Nurian Incorporated. Of course, now they have this system way up here. Good luck defending that, because that's gonna be a pain. I know I tried to avoid having disconnected territories, because I hate trying to defend them. Because if the person between you and that territory decides to shut their borders to you, good luck getting through. Okay, just go at the frontier clinic. The sector AI may feel inclined to build it in the future, but I'm not going to be building it. I don't have a reason to. Once we take this world, they should, I'm fairly certain, be ready to make peace. Although, with how quickly it's ticking, we may not even have to wait until then. We'll see. Let's go ahead and get self-aware colony ships, decrease their cost further, and get their bonuses. Oh yes, and you build me that pacification army again. Or peacekeeping army, whatever the hell you feel like calling it. No, go over there. Land. Because it's also going to take us time to go and build the defense armies that are actually going to be the permanent fixtures. You know what, let's go for the blaster radiators. It'll also give us some extra mineral production. But I really just like to get to the quad turbo lasers. You go ahead and attack. I don't know what that was. I really didn't care either. Just going to get galactic administration. Wow, that was fast. Well, I guess since I can enforce all my demands, I'll go ahead and humiliate you as well. So, best possible outcome. I suppose it is. Depending on how you describe best possible outcome. Why can't I build armies there? You just need me to wait a little bit, that's all. Okay, game. Which one of you is better? You're both crap. Okay, well, who makes up the majority of the population? It would, of course, be the Tumbadors. Guess I shouldn't be surprised by that. This is their empire. Oops, don't want you guys. We're just gonna go with the guys that make up the bulk. Yeah, game. I know there's... I'm way over the cap. I'm gonna deal with it. Let's see, that's 3. I think it was 5 to 6 is considered the optimal number of planets to have in a sector for the sector AI to be able to properly manage itself. So that gets us to 5. I could go a little bit over. I think I'm going to go for the little bit over. And then you are going to be just a straight up crappy sector because you can't really do anything. And of course, the people will complain if I don't build them, or if I don't put somebody in charge of these sectors. I'll go with you, because I think you affect unrest. Yes, the more skilled you are, the more you affect unrest. Wonderful. Okay, you guys can embark. You don't need to stay right there anymore. Also, let's go ahead and build the turbo lasers. Or the spaceports, rather. For bombarded ground, that's fairly green, considering this is a Savannah world. Although I guess it's a Savannah world, I guess it's fine. This is actually a fairly nice planet. Being able to hold 25 garrison armies. Oh, wait. Wait. If I can manage one planet, then I don't need this sector. I'll just manage this planet myself. Also, do you literally have 2 planets of the same name? Yes, you do. Oh, great. Okay, I'm gonna rename this world. I don't currently have any ideas, though, for that, so... that'll have to wait. I don't really want... oh, screw it. You shouldn't get attacked. What is this? This is a physics tile. This is also... wow, that's a nice physics tile there. That is also a physics. So you already built a thing there, so I didn't have to really look. You idiots. No. Replace this with a regular science lab because the AI is stupid and decided to build an engineering thing on a physics tile. Like, what the hell were you thinking, game? Okay, and you just returned to the nearest system with a spaceport. Which also... make sure you are actually going to a system with a spaceport. Okay, you are. Okay, well, how is we doing in terms of dealing with the unrest? Yeah. I'm probably gonna have to use the main... I don't even... you know what? Don't bother. We seem to be doing fine building the spaceports. Or, excuse me, not the spaceports. We seem to be doing okay with the armies. Now, how did that affect our faction distribution? So, let's see. Well, it is great that our arch-prophetess is part of the militarist faction. Or, well, the imperialist faction, the militarist ethos, however. Because that's aiding in their attraction. I do wish the game was using... I wish the game would take into account slaves as well for this. Because attraction is supposed to be the number of pops that could potentially join that faction. Technically speaking, the slaves could potentially join this faction if they weren't slaves. So I would like to be... Oh, if I had known they actually had the... Should have gone and destroyed that frontier outpost. I didn't realize it was up there. I know the game said they had one. Up, and there's a faction. Led by the governor on Alinor, because of course he is. Granted, he's never seen an alien, so it's a little bit... No, never mind. Wrong person. Well, doesn't matter anymore. They're gonna need a new guy. Oh. Okay, now it's gonna be the High Priestess. Yeah, whatever you say, game. How you guys doing? Are you at 5 pops yet? No, not quite. Okay, then. Also, species. What kind of rights do we have for both of you guys? Yeah, those seem okay. You guys are wasteful. I'm gonna have to modify that out of you. Because I can't stand wasteful pops. Actually, can we even modify it because we're spiritualist? You know, I never actually played as a spiritualist. So I don't know. I'd assume we still could. Yeah, okay. It doesn't say anything about not being able to do gene modding, so... we should still be fine. Now, game, am I gonna have to build your science, or build these mining bases and whatnot for you? I'm thinking I'm gonna have to. I don't want to have to do that. Let's go and upgrade the farms on the homeworld. Get that extra pop growth. And you know, 44% extra pop growth is actually pretty nice. Focus on the places that actually have people already on them or will have pops growing on them shortly. You are physics. Wonderful. Oh, that'll take forever to research, so no thanks. Let's go for ionized particles. You already have a pop, you already have a pop. Well, I guess we can also upgrade the power plants because, well, they don't really affect anything. Now, you're going to be unemployed. Now, this seems like a decent planet for producing... Well, I'll have you build a monument. Guess we'll build a paradise dome, because why the hell not? It aids in happiness. You don't have 10 pops. But you will once this person finally finishes growing. Oh, these guys have maser guns. So they're using some of the stuff from TFW's bunch of ship parts. Or whatever the mod's called, something like that. Oh! Okay, you guys uplifted somebody. I'm not a big fan of that, but I'll live with it, I guess. You actually have a fleet that could rival mine. I'm also not a big fan of that. Now you guys are upset because you consider me a threat. So... nope, you're capped out on that, I guess. How are you guys doing in terms of food? Oh, okay, you're capped out on that. I'll give you my star charts. for nothing in return. Doesn't really matter though, because it's not going to really affect their opinion of me. And I don't really have any way of increasing their opinion of me. Outside of declaring one of their rivals a rival of mine. Which I guess I could do. Go ahead and declare you guys a rival. Can't declare you guys a rival. Oh, I already have 3 rivals. I do? Here we are. Okay, we are rivaling... Okay, the snails. We are rivaling you. Oh, no. I'm rivaling you, the Glyran Hegemony, and, okay, yeah, the Tumbador Republic. Okay, and somebody just went and created a federation. And yes, it's the blue guys next, or excuse me, the purple guys next to me, not the blue. What the hell am I thinking? And they're handing out association status like there's no tomorrow. They really are handing that out. Holy crap. Game, I don't need to be told about them handing association status to literally everybody in the galaxy. Because that's all I'm seeing here, is they're saying, you get association status, you get association status, you all get association status. Okay, and yeah, that was a physics tile. Are you guys any good? Oh, you're intelligent. Wonderful, actually. Hopefully the placement of you guys will still continue to be relatively intelligent as time goes on. I would love it if you weren't so upset with me. I know you were recently conquered, but still. That's no reason to be upset with me. Well, I mean, I guess technically it is, but... actually, you know what? No, you go ahead and heal. You're wounded. You go over there. Now, you, Sector AI of the Ratia sector, why the hell haven't you built a construction ship? Oh, you have, but you only have 1. Considering the size of your sector, you should have probably built a second one already, or at least queued it up. I guess I can help you out. Just, whoops. No, game. Wow, then there's an observation thing that we can build over there. So let's go and do that as well, of course. Let's see, the Closed Border Society is upset. Which is stupid. They're upset when I'm at war, period. Whether or not somebody declaring war on us is completely irrelevant to them. The Purity Party wants core world exclusivity. We might institute that in the future, although I don't know if I'll go. Do you guys want... Okay, okay, you don't care if it's slaves as well. Okay, then. So you would want me to go and do the core world population, citizens and slaves only. Which I could do. Not a whole lot of people on this world, I think, would be forced to move. We got 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 or 9, I don't recall if I counted that one. Okay, yeah, no, I did. So yeah, eight people will be forced to be displaced. Ah, you know, I think I can live with that, I think. So, citizens and slaves only within the core worlds. So, did I fuck that up? No, I didn't. You shouldn't be getting moved. Or, well, you know, excuse me, you should not be getting moved. You are a slave. Oh, stupid game, I swear. Do I have to literally set their species as to be slaves? Can't just be caste system? Oh. Game, you are so stupid. You really are. I hope you realize that. Caste system should still consider those pops that are on slave tiles, or on tiles that automatically enslave them, should be considered slaves as far as that policy is concerned. But according to the game, that's not the way it works. Despite the fact that these guys on the food and mineral tiles are technically speaking enslaved. Okay, where is it? I'm gonna cheat to change that back because it's a stupid error on the game's side for not being able to tell the difference between caste system slaves and actual slaves. Okay, come on. I know there's fairly certain at least that there is something in here for unlocking policy changes. Or at least there should be, because most of the other Paradox games on this engine have a very similar function. However, I seem to not be able to find it. Yes, I seem to not be able to find it. Ah, free policies, there it is. Stupid game. Jesus, Paradox. It shouldn't be that hard for you to be able to do that properly. The game should be able to tell the difference between caste system slaves and actual slaves. In fact, they should be treated the same, but apparently, according to the game, they shouldn't be. Because Paradox makes stupid decisions sometimes. Oh, and you've decided to block me off, you bastards. Well, well, it doesn't really matter. I'll be annexing you in your entirety in the next war. Is this the one that I own? Yes, it is. Okay, this is the one that's complaining. And that'll take forever to research, but there's really nothing better to research. You guys are really upset. Despite having maxed out defensive armies, you are still pissed. How much longer are we waiting for the unhappiness? Another 2,000 days. About 4 more years. Well, excuse me, about 5 more years, actually. Somewhere between 5 and 6. Therian stone down there. No, damn it, game. Oh my god. You know, the funny thing is, AMD seem to be doing perfectly fine recently with their drivers, but for some reason the latest drivers, I get the feeling, probably shouldn't have been pushed out. Because, yeah, I understand Paradox games aren't particularly large games, but these are fairly noticeable errors, or rather issues. You know what? No, I'm gonna have you actually have the Paradise Dome on it. Mining and network there. Yep, I know, game. I know. Mining network there. This plant looks like it'll be decent at producing minerals, so we'll build a mineral processing plant. And of course, let's go ahead and get ourselves one of those monuments. I think that's about it in terms of things I really need. What do you want? You want me to give you, or you'll give me minerals in exchange for one of my Aureliums? Sure. There it goes again. Okay, so it seems as though for some reason, when I drop down to only having 2 Aurelium ore, I guess I'm sending them the 2 from the sector. And for some reason the game, once I fall below the amount that I personally hold, it assumes I only have the ones that I personally hold, forgetting completely about the ones down there, within the sector. Again, Paradox being Paradox, it seems. You are a biolab. Now, what to place here? Because there really is nothing I can... Oh, well. You guys' happiness could stand to go up a little bit more. At least in terms of your max happiness. Yes, in fact, one of you guys is in a very happy faction. I suppose I could terraform you. Probably not right this second, though. I guess I'll just build a... I mean, what factions are most of you guys in? Most of you seem to be in the militarist faction. Got one in the spiritualist faction. Looks like we got 2 in the xenophobe... 3 or... Okay, 4 in the xenophobe faction. I could build a temple. More of you would become inclined to join the spiritualist ethics, and in theory, of course, join the spiritualist faction. I don't really care for that. But you know what? I'll just build a science lab. And we will probably have that be a mining, or excuse me, engineering facility. You upgrade. Okay, that's all that. You don't have anything to do. Then just return home. Or, well, enter orbit of a station. You don't really have anything to do either. You can go down there, however. Oh. There you go, you get another system. You go there, and then go down here. And that about covers... Oh, whoops. You're still working down there. For some reason, I thought you had finished. Okay, let's... Yep, wait for that to finish. Now, I can go ahead and get Psi Warriors. We have deep sinkholes. Or, well, we can learn to remove them. I don't think we actually have any affecting any of our direct worlds. So it might be affecting some of our sector worlds. Although I assume by now these guys would have cleared all of their stuff. So I kind of doubt that we have many, if any, of these sinkholes. Well, I guess this world's an exception, because it had been fairly recently colonized. So yeah, you know what, go ahead and learn how to clear those sinkholes, because it won't take very long. Reform the government. So we can get the Imperial cult, though I don't care for that, because it just decreased the edict cost. Philosopher King adds 2 levels, though we're already at level 4, which is just below max level. At least as it stands right now, though it seems as though they're moving to a 10 level system, which is something I won't complain about. We could become environmentalist across the board, which could be a useful civic. We could also get slaver guilds, make our slaves more productive. Let's see. We could get Arcane Society. One second. Okay, sorry about that. Let's see. So, and we have some options to decrease unrest, which could be helpful, though admittedly those are fairly temporary issues, so don't care too much for those, honestly. If I had to pick something, I'm thinking environmentalist, because if we get environmentalist and then also get conservationist, or whatever it's called, as one of our gene mods in the future, in theory those would stack and we'd be bringing in tons of minerals. So we're already bringing in 219 a month with a cap of 19,000. That cap will continue to increase as we research some technologies, especially the Star Wars weapon mod ones, because those do increase it slightly. And then I think there are still some there might be 1 or 2 more base game ones that increase it. Yeah, kind of lean towards environmentalist, honestly. I think I'm just going to go for that. I mean, Arcane Societies isn't necessarily terrible. I don't mind the plus 5% to research speed. That could be fun. Although we could also get this. Decreases unrest, decreases consumer good costs, and also makes our armies even stronger. That actually sounds fairly nice. Yeah, I think we're going to go for that. So that got us an extra 20 minerals, as well as dealing a little bit with the unrest. These people should calm down a little bit over time. Engineering, bio, physics, upgrade. Does upgrading you actually upgrade the capacity? Yes, it does. So we'll get to 20,000. So I tell you guys to upgrade those. So that doesn't fully cancel out these guys being wasteful, but it does slightly cancel it out. And again, I'll be getting rid of the wasteful trait once we eventually learn how to gene mod. But that's going to be a little while, it seems. How is this planet doing in terms of happiness? Oh, well, they're not upset at all. It's nice. What about you guys? How are you feeling? You guys are still pretty pissed. Something I can really do to deal with you guys being pissed. You guys aren't too upset, so I'm going to go ahead and grab our army and tell it to inter-orbit around Colonia's homestead, the one within the systems we control. Also, I wish I could close my borders to you guys, but I can't right this second because of the truce. Because frankly, I'm not exactly happy with you guys flying around taking my stuff. Go, we got ion cannons, so I don't really care for them. And now, in terms of stuff we can research, I don't care for disruptors. So we got stuff that'll take forever, or something that'll be relatively quick, but will probably still result in us having to research stuff that takes forever afterwards. We're doing fine on energy. I could stand to build more ships, though, which of course will cut into our energy. But to be honest, I kind of would prefer to just go for the better reactor. Although getting better physics labs could also be helpful. Although this scientist is actually better at researching particles, so let's go for the better reactor. That'll also help us out because some of our ships are not running around with the best of shields, because they just don't have the power necessary to equip the better shields. Now, of course, the game wants to equip our ships with the recently researched ion cannons, or the light ion cannons, which are great against shields, but because of the way the targeting works now in Stellaris, everything will prioritize shielded targets if I were to equip those, especially if those things are capable of firing. So I'd rather not equip those. And so we're not going to, unless I want to build a ship dedicated to knocking out shields quickly, which I suppose I could do. It'd probably be a cruiser, so that we'd have a total of 16 cruisers if I built 8 of those. Out of curiosity, game, how would you design a cruiser? You would do an artillery broadside. Again, equipped solely with the ion cannons. Because of the fact that you guys would be prioritizing shielded targets, I don't really care for the artillery behavior, but I don't want you charging in headlong into the enemy. So maybe flanking behavior would be better for you guys. No, I wouldn't go with 2 of the shield capacitors. I would personally slap. Come on, game. Let the mouse catch up with the way it's supposed to be working. Thank you. Jesus Christ, it's annoying. Now you go with 1 fusion auxiliary power plant. Now I don't have a name for this, of course. I already have a ship named after our admiral. No, I don't, actually. I thought I did. Well then. We shall name this after our admiral. I mean, I guess I could also name it after the researcher that researched the ion cannon, but nah. Let's name it after our admiral. Now, she may not be happy that she's getting a cruiser named after her rather than a battleship, Oh, never mind. You already have a destroyer named after you. See, I thought we had something named after you. So, yeah, we'll name it after the dude that learned how to create ion cannons for us. Okay, yeah. That's probably why I went with the broadside there as well. Okay. Yeah, so let's go ahead and queue up some of these new cruisers. Although it's going to take forever to build them. Eesh, and we can only afford to build 2 right now. Okay, that's fine. They're kind of expensive. I guess that makes sense. So that's going to be it for this part. Next part, depending on if we get dragged into a war, we will probably go to war with the Tumbador Republic or not. Again, it depends on whether or not we get dragged into another war, which, honestly, I expect to have occur. Partly because we have a federation, a federation formed. Although it's tiny. Only consisting of 2 members, but still a federation. Also, the bird folks have been completely annihilated and split into 2 separate factions. One is a vassal under somebody, the other is a independent, single system, hell, even single planet. Yeah, it sucks to be these guys. And we're probably going to end up in a fight against the snails in the relatively near future. I'm calling it now. But nonetheless, like I said, it's going to be it for this part. And reminder, this may end up being only a one-time thing with 2 parts of this in a single week. It might be a regular thing. It just depends on whether or not I have the time and feel like taking up some of my own free time that I would normally spend doing whatever else to go ahead and do this. So, again, don't expect this to be a regular occurrence. But yes, so that will be it for this part. I will see you guys in the next part, but until then, a goodbye and farewell.